Bad boys, what you want, what you want, what you gonna do? When Shazam don't come for you. Tell me, what you gonna do, what you gonna do? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? When you work it and you had bad traits, you go to school and learn the golden rule. So why are you acting like a bloody fool? If you get hot, then you must get cool. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? You took it on that one, you took it on this one, you took it on your mother and you took it on your father, you took it on your brother and you took it on your sister, you took it on that one and you took it on me. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Nobody now give you no break. Police now give you no break. That old soldier man I give you no break. Not even your agent now give you no breaks. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come? Oh, I kind of fucked up a little bit. Damn, what's going on, Conscious Crew? Welcome to another episode of the Consciouztv platform. We are here with another review for episode 2 of season 1 of Bad Boys Los Angeles, a Zeus Network Ratchet production. I got my handy dandy co-host here, Reckless and Logicc, honey, for the win. We are this bitch. Before we get into the thick of everything, give me a nasty piece of thumbs up. This helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe, because if I like it, you're absolutely going to motherfucking love it. Everybody need to make sure to have the notification bell set to all, because you never know what day or hour content will drop from the kingdom. And if you don't mind, can you please share the stream out all over your social medias and get the word out that the kings are indeed kinging. Now, this was an explosive goddamn episode. I still feel a way about the fact that I like this show, because it's just so toxic. It's so toxic. It's like a guilty pleasure, and I hate that I love it, because it's so bad. There's hardly any redemptive quality in the show so far. The only redemptive quality is us reviewing the shit, really, and kind of bringing out some of the issues that could be turned into, some real life discussions. So, but it's interesting, you guys. Now, before we go any further, I do want to. You guys already know that I'm sick. Getting over a cold. I feel much better today. But if you hear me coughing, that's like the last of my symptoms. My fever has dissipated. All the sweating has dissipated. So now I'm just left with the coughs. And but I feel energetically better. So if you hear me coughing, yes, I'm getting over a cold. And I got to push through, because work is honest and it pays the motherfucking bills. Now, Reckless Logicc.
Yes, ma'am.
How you doing today? Thank you for joining me. Can you tell the people where they can find you on these social media streets before we get started?
What's going on, raggedy bitches? Hello, my name is Stefan. Ooh, yeah, I forgot it. Hello, welcome to the land of Reckless Logicc. Please make sure you guys pop that like button, hit the subscribe button, and please smack the notification bell so do not miss any of my posts from us. And by the way, my Instagram name is Strictly Reckless, but however, my YouTube name is Reckless Logicc with 2 C's, because I am different. But however, that is the name that you see on the screen. Thank you.
Amen. Now, we're going to be camming down this episode, you guys, because I don't feel well. So obviously, I just didn't have the motivation to give you guys an old nasty piece of look. But we will not disappoint next week, because we plan on doing this and the rest of this series in our glorious beauty. Okay. So all of that to be happening. Before we get started though, I want to shout out to the chat really quick. What's going on, Deshaun? Moolah hit Kurt Franklin's son, all because he wants to know his sexuality. Straight people should not care what sexuality you are. Why is this an issue? And why Moolah have to make him choose sides? We're going to get into it, child. What's going on, Candace? Hey, Oz. What's going on, love? Hey, Virgo. What's going on, Mrs. Brown? Hey, boo-boo. What's going on, Miss Demeter Joe? I have no idea what that statement means. What's going on, Miss Bydom? Hey, boo. Hey, Miss Blackhearted. What's going on, Styles by Stevie? Hey, love. What's going on, Patrice Rose? I made the live. So like, yes, honey, in the motherfucking building. Yes. What's going on, Mrs. Adams? Hi. What's going on? Used to be. Hey, Dominique. What's going on? Blessed and booked and busy. Ain't we? Ain't we booked and busy, honey? Period. What's going on? Wayne X. Hey, C. Wilson. Okay, so let's get into it, you guys. Y'all know I got to order an nasty piece of slide. Reckless. So the episode opens up with a continuation of the fight between Christopher Cuban Saccone and Milan and Darrell Jenkins. Bruh, what's T? What did you think about this altercation?
Milan don't care about that situation, but however, he understands the assignment, and he also understands that he has to insert himself just to make sure he gets his camera time. This is not his first reality TV show, so he understands what he needs to do to be able to be the center of attention. The same way that Andrew Carwell understood that you do the most, but however, you have to know sometimes to retreat because you also need to be aware of the consequence. Now, however, when it came down to this fight, Milan snuck him. Now, I do understand you're in the Bad Boys Club, which means that anything can happen, but however, from the position of where Carmax, aka Durelli, the way that he was like had his feet crossed, his arms were crossed, like his feet was crossed, his arms was crossed. He wasn't in like a defensive ready mode. And Milan, aka Cristobal, didn't give like any sign of I'm about to slap the shit out you or fight you. He was most definitely giving I'm about to address something. I like as if he was like making a statement. Now, however, Milan did take the W, but however, he had to sneak the boy.
I agree. First of all, like I said in last week's episode, I'm sick of Milan like striving for this like position as the top dog in the house. It's coming off goofy, a little corny, but I will be giving Miss Milan her roses in this episode because she did do a few things that I was like, yes. It's for, however, but she's still getting on my everlasting nerve. Now I want to know why Miss Darrell was on the goddamn ground with her goddamn legs spread to God's good heaven, talking about she runs the HOUSE. I was screaming when this bitch was cocking her legs open, swinging them closed and open, spelling out house girl.
Bitch, I told that bitch is drunk.
It was antics for me.
Bitch, that bitch is drunk boots. But I will say this, and I did say this in my live. It's kind of what you see right now. Basically, for the first 2 episodes, probably 3 or 4. What we're seeing right now. We're seeing people try to solidify their spot on the show. Basically, they're all individually answering the question of why are you a bad boy. But however, through their actions and the way that they present themselves on camera. Now, however, not to Conscious's point. What we're also seeing is not only Milan, but however other people in the house, there's a struggle between who's alpha. So,
yes, who is the HBIC? Now, I also realized this is a bloody ass show.
Oh, yes.
This is a bloody ass show. Like, bitches really be bleeding out their eyes, their mouths. I mean, I've never seen so much blood on a reality show.
Yeah, this is Zeus. But I will say this. Okay, all you motherfuckers in the goddamn comment section. Hey boo, y'all make sure y'all click on my review because I most definitely, bitch, I set it off. But however, what I will say, because I did say this in my review
they definitely
too.
not gonna fucking click on it. You call them motherfuckers.
It's out of love. It's out of love. But what I will say is this. Yes. Okay, so the weirdest thing is that if I fuck with you, I'll call you a bitch, a hoe. But if I don't fuck with you, I don't talk to you at all. Okay, so the whole thing behind it is this. Because I said this in my review as well. I said the thing is that when it comes down to the girls, and y'all don't butcher me for this, I said this too. When it comes down to women fighting, it's kind of a little bit more predictable because 9 times 10 they probably go for the hair and they'll probably get some good punches in and sling and that's it. With men, on the other hand, it's kind of unpredictable because it can go either way. And then on top of that, it's always a big ass slam that may come along with it. So I noticed a lot of times when they be fighting, they did not let them fight for too long. They broke it up quick, baby. They was like, okay, allow us to get our ratings, but let me hurry up and jump in here real quick. They did not play that. Yeah.
Now my whole thing with this fucking fight is Darrell Boo, your ass wasn't gonna win no damn fight against Milan. He had all this damn stainless steel ass jewelry on. You fighting up against antimanium, girl. This bitch jewelry made out of damn top-notch fiberglass and shit, girl. You knew you was gonna get chewed the hell up, girl. This bitch, did you see the Mr. Chain, all that damn Mr. Chain shit that nigga be wearing around his neck and shit?
He's such a flashy girl.
That's what the hell was beating up on Darrell. It wasn't even the punches. It was Darrell coming into contact with all the goddamn Mutant X ass jewelry that Milan ass be wearing.
Not Mutant X, bitch.
Yeah. Now, who you think won the fight?
Milan. Because at first I would say Darrell, but then once security came, Milan, because I think they was holding like Darrell, and then Milan was able to get the upper hand. My bad, aka Cristobal.
Dominique says, I feel like all of them feel like they need to fight to solidify their spot on the show, but fighting doesn't determine if they are bad boy or not. So that's another good question. Like, what is your definition of a bad boy? Because I don't think we covered that.
Okay, my definition, like the whole thing of my definition of a bad boy is being able to stand alone and also go against the grain with all the other bitches want. Now, I will say you don't have to fight to be a bad boy, but however, don't allow people to run all over you or think they can do, etc. Like sometimes know when to nip stuff in the bud. I think the whole thing about it, they have this idea of fighting as a way to solidify their spot, but also too, sometimes you don't have to get physical to also make your point, as in, okay, me and you have this conversation, but you ain't gonna be talking to me crazy. So I think sometimes being true to who you are, because that was another thing I kept saying is like what we're seeing, and my point is kind of being shown. Like when I said one of my concerns, what we're seeing people who really love Bad Girls Club, who have seen a lot of things on the show, who have seen different personalities from the Judy Giles, from the Stassies, from the Tiaras, from the Natalie Nuns, Ericas, Megans, all those different types of girls. And what they're doing, some of them I feel like are starting to try to personify a character or a personality that's not their character trait, which is why we see the two saltine crackers, bitch, they was fighting at first doing all that with Andrew Carwell, but as soon as they got popped, all of a sudden they stopped doing all of that, which was my point.
In the words of CTV, Darrell made them hoes white again.
This bitch.
Made them hoes white again. I mean, but to be honest, it's not. I mean, of course, all genres are going to be patterned off of one another. So that's a given that there's going to be ratchet fighting. But that's also what just happens on urban reality TV shows. Like whether it's a grown up hip hop, whether it's Real Housewives of Atlanta, whether it's like all of that. It's not just a Bad Girls Club thing. Fighting is just kind of now variable.
Oh, I wasn't even talking about the fighting part, honestly.
And the fake and the personifications too. These because and that's not just isolated to reality TV. I mean, the social media influencers fall into the same category. The pop stars fall into the same category, having a persona.
But at
Now,
least have a persona that's gonna match you. Because the thing about it, it's on camera. We're gonna eventually, especially if we be on camera long enough, we're gonna tell. And that which was my point, like one of my concerns, because I'm like, y'all finna go on there. I already know, because already the most infamous lines have already been said, as in I run the house. Like I knew, because like that's gonna already be the mind thing. Like let it flow. Like let it flow. I understand, get it juking. I understand, you may have to up a few things, because for TV purposes, because this is a job at the end of the day. But however, let it flow. Like, don't just try to be like, okay, I'm gonna say this line because this is infamous for the Bad Girls Club and all these different types of things. You get what I'm saying? Because then it feels like, okay, you're forcing it, and then I start to question, okay, so everything you're doing is really how you are, or however you're just doing it just for TV. You get what I'm saying?
Well, it is TV, so is it not okay for them to do entertainment? Because this is entertainment television.
Yeah, yes, it's entertainment. Okay, once again, like I said earlier, it's the whole thing of be true to who you are. And I understand you may have to up it here and there, but it's the whole thing. I don't want you putting on this personality that's completely opposite
So
from what
you're
the hell
saying
you are.
just kind of amplify your personality, but
amplify, but don't change it.
Fake.
Don't fake it, because then it's gonna be like, girl, like why is this bit you faking it right now? It's like, for me, it's real cringy, which was the whole reason why I was like, girl.
Aside from the Olsen twins, who else do you feel is really putting on the show?
Milan.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Milan is putting on the show. At times, even though I do love him dearly, really, as in like, just the randomly fighting people, as in like him saying little taglines now don't get me wrong, bitch. He was an MVP with this episode, bitch. He had the best one-liners, bitch. He took me out. But we're gonna get into that a little bit later. But like at times when he be like, I run the house, and I'm like, yo, just let it flow. You get what I'm saying? Let it flow. But however, I'm not gonna give it to him like that compared to like Milan them, because I understand he was drunk as shit.
And at least he's backing it. He's backing it the fuck up.
And at least he's backing it up. So like that's the whole thing. Like with Milan is like, you're doing all this stuff, and obviously we know that you don't care for real. Like at least let it flow. Be like, yo, say what you got to say. Like the whole thing about it too. Even when you got into the fight, you're sitting there going back and forth with Anthony, and y'all pushing each other. And then when y'all was against Moolah them or whatever, in this particular episode, y'all right next to each other. Cuckoo, ha ha ha. Once again, it's for television. Like that's the whole thing. If you're gonna be, just about getting into it with this bitch, I don't expect you. Yeah, y'all both may be gay, y'all may be going against the straight boys, but however, I don't expect you to be all booed up with this bitch. Why don't y'all just choking the shit out of each other? That's what I mean. It's like, girl, what?
Well, somebody who I initially was like liking initially, he's starting to look like a goofball, and he's looking like he's on the personification side, is my boy Anthony. Like, he's trying way too hard. He knows that he's not about that motherfucking life. He's the only person in the house whose fist hasn't made contact with anybody's face, and yet he's one of the ones doing the most yapping and clapping and shit talking. But it's very clear that he really don't want no smoke, because when all hell finally did break loose and the cameraman was zoomed in on him and Christopher Milan in the kitchen, he was like, oh, that they go, as soon as the cameras leave, girl, they're going to be trying to fight us again, girl. Baby, Anthony was motherfucking shook, baby, that it wasn't going to be no protection between them and the fourth wall, girl. Like,
at least
he was trying to, girl, he was talking to Natalie, girl, like, can we have a conversation with them before we close, girl? We just need to have a talk. Like, what? Now you want to have a talk, girl?
Yeah. And
you throwing drinks on niggas and talking all that shit.
Yeah.
Trying to clean up. Anthony was shocked as bitch.
And that right there is the thing. And that's this bitch. And that's the thing about it. It's like, I get it, I understand you doing stuff with T, but like, don't fake it. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're trying to, like, put on. I feel like at times they put on personalities. At least get a personality that matches yours. Like, at least get a personality that's not gonna be too hard to detect. Some of y'all getting the personalities that's like wearing, like, as if your fucking shoe size a size 9, and bitch, you trying to put on a size 7. Like, what the fuck, bitch?
What do you think about Kevin Porter's comment? If you amplify your personality in any way, and shout out to you, Kevin Porter. Hope you are subscribed, sir. If you amplify your personality in any way, you are being fake.
I don't maybe because I don't really too much agree with that, only because shit, we do it on YouTube all the goddamn time. Like
some people do it.
Some. What I will say is this: I don't fully agree with that, only because for me personally, like I understand when I get on camera, I have to. Okay, so when I first became a YouTuber, or whatever, one of the
okay, girl, and we're not getting into all of your
whatever. One of the tips they gave me was you have to put up 1,001% of energy, because half of the energy is going to be taken away from the camera. So that's something I always kept with me and stuff like that. So I think it's here and there, but I don't believe. Now, however, if you amplify your personality, no. Now, however, if you're changing the character traits of your personality, then possibly yes.
I agree. So I don't know. So I'm not going to say if you elevate, but what I will say is that certain environments will stimulate
personality,
certain aspects of you. Like there's a part of you that's going to be stimulated in the club that's not going to be stimulated at church. There's like 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 the environment and like the energy that you around will bring out different parts of you.
That's very true, bitch.
So I kind of agree with Anthony that if you like have to intentionally rev it up, then you're not being your authentic self. Like being your authentic self is literally about whatever, like being whatever you are organically experiencing yourself as, not necessarily intentionally doing it. Because once you start to like intentionally manufacture it, then
that's when
you put it on. But if whatever's happening is coming out of you naturally and organically, then it is what it is. So let's move along through the episode, Gra. So here it is, Gra. This Gra, Miss Darrell, baby, got 8, bitch. That jury 8. This fight, Christopher Milan, his punches did not land, as you can see. I mean,
this kitty was on the ass.
It was all that motherfucking jury chewed Mr. Darrell ass up, baby. Baby, see, that's gonna take an urgent care shot, girl. Make sure there ain't no gangrene in these wounds and shit, girl. Now, here's the thing. Where my notes at?
Yes, come on, notes.
Hold on. So let's get into Moolah, because Moolah was not here for all this toxic estrogen in the house, girl. All this toxic divine femininity in the house, girl. He wanted them hoes to be in the bad girls club so him and Curtis could turn the bad boys' house into a damn trap house. What did you think about Moolah's trying to divide the house, basically?
I actually really loved it. Reason being is because we're actually starting to see the experiences of what Black queer people talk about, as in like when we have like the serious discussions, they always say the number one thing I always hear: you guys always separate yourselves from us. But here we have an exact example of how everybody's getting along, everybody's within the house, no one's even trying to isolate them. In my opinion, plus I could be wrong, I feel like they was trying to be a bit inclusive, as in when Gutter and freaking Anthony were in the room, trying to be inclusive, hang out with them, actually get a chance to get to know everybody. They already separate themselves from the rest of the house because obviously they're quote unquote different. So the whole thing behind it, and on top of that, you named yourself Team Straight. So obviously you already shown that there's a distinction between you and the rest of the house. So I'm like, girl, like do
you feel like this environment is like an extreme an amplified experience of like homosexuality, because it's in the context of reality TV, it's in the context of like toxic behavior, it's in the context of like all the shit that we just talked about, like being fake, clout chasing. So everybody is like revving it up to the fucking max. And this is not
the heterosexual dream.
No, it's just not a natural environment. It's like watching. It's like the difference between watching animals in a zoo and watching them in the actual wild. Like, you won't be able to, like, you're not having a organic experience of the phenomenon. So, like, I kind of feel bad for these guys, because I'm just like, bruh, it's going to be hard for them to appreciate this experience of the LGBT community, because it's such an extreme experience of it. It's such an extreme version of it. It's such a pretentious, egoic, exaggerative, parody-like version of it. But then again, Zeus also picked all bad behaving people. So, I mean, but it's a lot. Like, because in the first episode, I was rooting for Moolah, but you know
you was,
as the show is playing out, it's becoming what everybody assumed he was from the jump, and I really wanted to give them a shot. Now, before we move further into everything, Carry On. I thought Carry On and Milan was going to come to blows when he started getting crunk over Milan splashing all that goddamn
apple juice.
Yeah. Hennessy and Capri Sun juice all over the goddamn City Trends coat and shit. So I was just like, grub, as Carry On was pressed, baby, that Milan had done damaged that special made Amazon coat with Budweiser and Sprite, girl. He was ready to whoop ass. Would you have been upset if your shit got damaged in an altercation that was unrelated to you?
I don't know, because the thing about it, I've had both experiences, as in like when it didn't happen, like you know, when I wasn't involved and it happened to me, I was like, oh my God, and I kind of understood, because things just went crazy. But sometimes it's like, what the fuck, bro? Like, that shit was unnecessary. I'm gonna be honest with you, I think I probably would have been mad, because it's like, bro, what the fuck? Like that was just unnecessary as fuck. I feel like if it was something I was like, okay, I can see why it's getting heated, but it's like, bro, what the fuck? Like, bitch, we're just sitting here. So I think I would have been pissed, but I don't think I would have said like too much, as in trying to, because you know, for me, normally in like situations, I try to be like the calm one, as in calm everybody down and stuff like that. I'm very nurturing, people say, for a sense.
Well, you would have had to run me my money, or I was gonna run you this fucking fade.
Yeah, for me, I'm really nurturing, people say. They used to call me mama in back in the when I was in training.
Now, a petty segue.
Okay, bitch, don't do it.
Why does Natalie's face look like a Plato-inspired Jay Leno head? I don't understand what was happening here. I don't understand why they slapped all this thick ass contour across these open pores, which only ended up emphasizing these goddamn potholes in her face. The baby hairs were laid too damn thick. The wig was too damn far down.
Oh Lord.
And the bronzer just made her goddamn skin look like a leftover hamburger helper.
Oh my gosh.
Now, why is, like, okay, see here, and see, girl, you know, I'm a weaveologist. You know, hair is my thing, girl. You know, so, you know, seeing a bad weave or a bad wig just really, it's like an abomination to me. You know, it's like, I literally feel like girls are going to be going to hell based upon the way they lay or don't lay their wigs, girl. I feel like there's going to be eternal damnation, girl, based upon whether your shit look like a so in or your shit look like a so out. Okay?
Yeah.
And there's nothing like... So look at this. This is where her sideburn supposed to be. Why is your whole hairline in front of your whole damn ear, girl? Her hairline come almost as far down as her goddamn earlobe, girl.
Oh my gosh.
Girl, what is tea?
What
is happening?
You get on my nerves so much.
No, this not right. She don't love herself. What you think?
I'm not a hairologist, but because I ain't notice it, because I'm not into hair. Hair's not my and
they
thing,
be paying hoes to do this to them? They be paying girls $1,200 to do this to them. Reckless.
One thing I can say, learning from, watching, reality stars, interviews and stuff, they said typically, which is crazy because Natalie, you've been on TV for the longest. But however, they say like, certain makeup and stuff, like when you go from like one medium to the next, you have to know what makeup to use and stuff. And so like, even I noticed her skin when we zoomed in and stuff. I was like, girl.
These girls know that these hoes is shooting in 4K and 5K and with alien technology and shit, girl. So
come on, alien.
You got to be even more on point than you ever have been in life. I don't understand why these girls be wearing they motherfucking wigs this fucking low. Like it's here. Like here is the thing. Like your forehead contours your face, so you need forehead. Your forehead helps to emphasize your cheekbones. So you got to understand the face and symmetry and things. These women be wanting to wear these damn wigs all the way down to their fucking eyebrows, looking like a damn Muppet Baby 2.0.
Oh, Jesus.
And they be thinking that they fleeky. No, ma'am, it's weaky. It's giving weaky, not fleeky.
Oh my gosh.
It's too much. So I just want these wig artists to stop doing this to these women and things. Like, you can't just lay a damn wig down any kind of way. You need to understand the person's facial proportions and everything. That's gonna make you gotta make the wig make sense on the bitch. Okay? So it's not like one head, it's not like a universal lay for wigs, okay? But that's another story for another day, girl. Let's just move the fuck along. Cause I can literally spend hours. I was screaming and hollering at the scene of Natalie making them watch these damn fan videos of what these damn random ass whores thought a bad boy was. I was like, girl, who the fuck is these hoes? Like, what is this? Like the living tribunal? Like the court of justice, bitch? I mean, what else they want, girl? I mean, that was like going in. I was like, well, damn, bitch, do you want half an onion, no mayo, light ice, a sweet tea, and an apple pie to go with that too? I mean, they was laying it on thick. What did you make of Natalie making them watch the fans' feedback for what they did?
Yeah.
Because I was a gutter bitch. I was like, girl, you can miss me with all this.
Exactly. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, girl, what? But however, I felt like the thing with Natalie, I like Natalie, but I know her for her works though. I feel like everything was carefully played out because what ended up happening, there was some, Actually, before I get into that, let me say this. Honestly, I think those fans are just people that auditioned but probably just didn't make it. That's what I think. Could be wrong, could be right. I don't know. But another thing I would say, I know her for her works. They already knew what kind of was gonna happen because I felt like after they played everything, they wanted to see how everybody was gonna react. And then and plus we already seen what happened. They asked Miss Gutter Rainbow K, who's not giving, and it led right up to the start of the bullshit that we seen next, baby.
You know what I'm also sick of? I don't know why they got Justin Bieber still walking around with this blood stain on the side of his damn face like this, bro. I'm like, ain't this breaking HIPAA laws or something, bitch? Like, I don't want to see this thick ass blood stain on this bitch lips. Like, I mean, it's like, it's embarrassing because every time you see it, it's a reminder that Jarrell had uppercutted his ass into a thorn bush.
This bitch.
You know, it's embarrassing. And is it just me, or have the Olsen twins like look shook in every scene? Like they look.
They did.
Justin Bieber is like a nervous wreck after he got his ass beat. Like he has not been the same, girl. Like he's like his eyes are always twitching to the left and the right, girl. He always want to be standing next to security, girl. Like he is. I feel bad. But I don't. But I do. But I don't feel bad.
I remember when I said in my thing, I said them hoes was flabbergasted, bitch. Darrell done opened the floodgates to goddamn Atlanta, to gay Atlanta, bitch, to black gay Atlanta, bitch, and they was not prepared. They want to go back to Beverly Hills, Los Angeles. They want to go back to the goddamn the conservative side of things, and where they act hood and stuff, because bitch. They was not prepared. They was not here for it, bitch. They was like, bitch. This is not.
In the words of CTV, Darrell made them hoes white again. and then he had the nerve to still be in his confessionals talking shit about Andrew Caldwell. I'm like, girl, we girl, you just got chin checked. So, girl, like you're not even qualified to talk shit no more. You got to be humble pie from here on out, girl. You got to be a saving saint, Miss Mamas. You got to go like feed the children and hand out apples and oranges to the thugs on the street corner and shit, girl. You got to go evangelize the gospel now, girl. We know it ain't no G, no hood, no spice, no bravado, no none of that. No testosterone, girl, in you. You're not built like that, sugar. You want a Jesus' disciples, Miss Moms. So just to your point, Reckless, stay true to thy own self. Yeah. Stay true to thy own self.
See, I know what I be talking about.
Moving along. Here it is. Moolah addresses Carrion for the 100th time about his sexuality. Girl, now he's about to piss me the fuck off, because I was giving him some slack on the rope in episode 1, because I want to believe these so-called straight men know who they are and don't have to perform masculinity, but it's given very much so the Oscar for best male acting leading role in heterosexuality goes to Moolah, baby. The fuck? What are your thoughts before I
bitch, I told you, bitch, did not tell you. I was like, something up with that.
I don't feel guilty. I don't feel guilty for giving hoes a chance, because that's the human thing to do. I believe in people, and I enjoy thinking that people are better than what they appear to be.
Yeah, that's nice and all. However, you also need to see these hoes for their works. I knew from the first episode.
I see them for their works as they commit their works.
No, I see them for their works. I be seeing the signals when he kept talking about he kept saying stuff, and I was like, girl, wait, hold up now. I get you may be uncomfortable with me, but you pushing it to a whole new level. I'm like, even your boy next to you not doing all of that. So I was like, okay, what's going on? And keep in mind, this particular screenshot that you have is when, so let me get my review, my deep review mode. Okay, so let me tell you something. So this will end up happening. So what ended up happening is that, once again, Natalie and she ended up showing all of the fan videos. And then after that, they was like, okay, I don't care. Miss Gutter Skittle K was like, okay, I don't care about all of that. But that last girl, yeah. And so Crystal Ball ended up asking Miss Gutter K, who's not giving? And so Miss Gutter K, the bad bitch that she is, pointed at 4 people. Now the 2 people, I don't know. I think it was Carrion, and I think it was the baddest, Miss Ass So Big Like the Sun Williams. But however, when Miss Gutter K actually pointed at Gatekeeper, aka Moolah, and DMV, aka Curtis Lee Daniels, they're not gonna do all that because they straight, and when they straight, they're not gonna act up. Blah, 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 blah. The first thing that came out this nigga mouth was, we ain't doing none of that gay stuff. Da-da-da. I'm like, what does that have to do with what the hell Gutter just said? What does that have to do with anything, baby? And the thing, he been doing that from the beginning. So I was like, girl, I see you for your works. I see him for his works.
It's not giving what it's supposed to give. I don't know whether Moolah, because he said he did time. I don't know whether this bitch was fighting for his virginity in a prison melee, and he is traumatized girl around LGBT oriented ass people, girl, because that pussy had got raptured up like Christians in the New Testament and shit. But
oh my gosh,
I'm just like,
he's letting you down.
Like his justification is, I don't want no sneaky ass people around me. But out of the other side of his neck is saying, are you on the straight side? Are you on the gay side? So you basically only want to know what his orientation is, so that you know how to oppress him.
Come on, bitch. Come on, bitch. Come on, bitch.
That's the only reason why you want to know what his orientation is, so that you know not to be friendly towards him, so you know not to treat him like any other dude, so that you know not to take your shirt off around him and still feel comfortable, because gay men are not predators. And literally, they started going down the list. Like Curtis was like backing Moolah up, like he might just want to know, so that like so that like if you playing with him, he'll know whether you coming on to him and da, 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 da. It was just like,
that's my thing. That's my thing.
It was so fucking toxic and so homophobic, and I don't know how Moolah didn't get it. Like, are you not hearing your own words back to you?
When do they ever get it? That's the thing that gets me, is that, and that's the reason why Curtis Lee Daniels got DMV, because he's always giving a license to something that does not have his permit. Bitch, you still talking about, just so he don't play with him, just so he don't do this. But the whole thing behind it, he's not asking just because he's curious and want to find out more about the boy and actually get to know people. He asking just so, because here's the thing. A lot of people, when they want to know your sexual orientation, they're not asking just so they're actually interested. Sometimes they want you to put an X on your back, and they know how to make you an easy target. That's all what it is. And the whole thing, when it came down to Moolah, and the thing that really irks my nerve, is that Black people, us as melanated people, we don't seem to get it. But let a biracial person not claim their blackness and choose to hide it, we get upset. But however, when people decide not to disclose their sexual orientation, we get mad. But with the same people telling people that whatever they do in their bedroom is their business. Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
They never can make it make sense.
That's the thing that be killing me, girl. I'm like, girl. And then, I'm just gonna wait, because, girl.
Now, look. Hold on, let me make sure that I got my, because
hold on, I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. What about
where the hell my notes at? So here's the thing. I loved how Carry On handled that shit. Carry On answered that nigga like a straight up G. Like, nigga, I'm in my bag. The fuck you worried about what's between my legs and who I put it in? But you ain't looking for no motherfucking pipe. So, like, move your ragamuffin ass around, ho. Like, Moolah is pressed like a damn space bar about who gay, who ain't. Nigga, get over yourself. Like, this nigga got PTSD in the house full of fucking homosexuals. Like, they gonna make him eat the honey bun or something. And then he goes on further to say that think I already covered that. That he don't want to be around nobody being sneaky. And we're just still trying to figure out, like, how the hell is someone else's discretion about something unrelated to you, them being sneaky? How is that being sneaky? Something completely unrelated to you. Something completely unrelated to you. Something has nothing to do with you. Them being sneaky, homophobic ass niggas be shook that gay men are going to objectify and prey upon them the way that they prey upon women as heterosexual men. Homophobia ain't nothing but the fear of gay men doing to straight men what straight men do to women. That's my new definition for homophobia. Is you are afraid that your abusive, predatory, entitled, patriarchal ass energy that they project onto women is going to be returned back to them by way of homosexuals. Yeah. So now in this way, heterosexual men get some type of a microcosm experience of what it's like to be a woman in this society. What it's like to not feel comfortable walking down the street and having niggas catcall at you. To what it's like for a man to bleed and pour all of his fucking sexual energy all over you and it be unwanted and unasked for. This paranoia that women suffer from in a culture where men get away largely with sexually attempting to conquer women. That experience is given to straight men when they are around gay men. All of a sudden now they're having the experience of women. Like, oh my God, is this nigga looking at me? Oh my God, let me make sure my clothes are pulled up. Let me make sure my ass not showing. Oh my God, like, oh, and it's such a stress. It's such a stressful living, isn't it, straight man? It's so stressful to live like that, right? It's so stressful to not feel safe in a space, right? Stressful. So these are epic learning lessons for straight men. But go ahead.
But I'm going to continue saying this throughout probably the whole goddamn episode. It really gets, they really, like, his rhetoric was really like blowing me, like, for real. Because he was like, I just want to, I just don't want sneaky people around me. But in the same sentence, he talk about, yeah, if you team straight, you with us. But if you not team straight, you got to hang with them. And like, people weren't really getting it. And that's the thing that was getting me, because it's like, let's just change the narrative, like, and then on top of that, say in the same sense, I have no problem with gay people, but however, you're gonna say all the rest of the other stuff. But the whole thing behind it, you're repeating the same rhetoric. The same example I gave was like, the perfect example. I'm gonna keep saying it. Biracial people, when they don't claim their blackness, however, when a white person asks them, "Are you black?" But however, when they find out that they're black, they're gonna say, "I have no problem with black people, but however, once I found out that you're black, you have to use those fountains over there." Because now, guess what? That exact same biracial person that was very passable looking, guess what? Now it's an X on their back. Like, I don't understand how that's not clicking. But however, we understand the condition at the end of the day. Yeah, I'm so over.
Absolutely. Now, let's get into this punk asshole here.
Okay.
See, I don't like Curtis because Curtis seems like a dusty ass simp who really don't have an identity. He really going along with Moolah because Moolah is the alpha straight male amongst the both of them. And if Moolah wasn't there, I feel like Curtis would be going along to get along with the rest of the gay niggas. He wouldn't be as bold and as emboldened as he's acting. He's really using Moolah's energy as a battery in his backpack because, see, Moolah is performing masculinity, and it's making Curtis feel like he got to perform and prove something to Moolah as well, in order, so that the lines are drawn clear. So he's being performative as well.
You know what's funny, as well as to that, is that this is also a different a social experiment as well too, because this also shows how when you see one dude, I'm gonna use Transformer for example. The perfect example when that one Transformer was going to the store and she had an issue with somebody and like 40,000 dudes was beating on her. And I was like, it don't take about 45 of y'all to be jumping on this Transformer, but it shows you the
I would
transfer of
shot all
energy.
the hoes.
How you have one over here that's probably had an issue or whatever, and then you see how the rest of them start to get like kind of riled, like kind of pumped up, and then all of them all of a sudden it's all of them. Like, girl, what? And you just doing it just to get along. Hey,
Welcome to the stream, so debonair. Hi.
What's going on? What's going on,
Now
guys?
you would come on this motherfucker trying to be cute while everybody else is cam down.
I didn't know y'all was scammed down. I just somebody had said.
So
Here,
you
so I
just
just
hit the
logged
link
on.
and you ain't saw us cam down, right?
I just logged on because somebody said you want me to log on, so I logged on.
Right. So welcome to the stream, reckless, so debonair, reckless logic.
Nice to meet you.
Hey.
So what?
Here, let me turn my camera on so we can be at the same.
You can get up, so debonair. Show a fresh, cute face, okay? So what do you think of what? First of all, you're a content creator as well. So before we even get started, can you tell the folks where they can find you out here on these YouTube streets?
Oh, you can find me at So Debonair. That's Debonair with no O everywhere. My name is right there. If you can't find me, just Google me. You would definitely find me.
Ooh.
Now, are you reviewing this season of Bad Boys?
I did a review like in my new stuff, but not like a specific review of this show because I was really scared of this show, honestly. I feel like I understood why Black women hate housewives because this is a bad representation of gay Black men.
So you feel it's a bad representation?
Yes, because we don't just fight in like, I watched the show. I was like, I'm not gonna watch it, but I had to watch it. So I watched it. I'm like, what I thought it's gonna be, that's what it is. It's like, I love the people that's on the cast, but it's a bad representation of gay Black men. Like, this is not how we naturally are. And then dealing with these guys.
I feel like, so debonair, this is naturally how we are amongst each other.
You think so?
Like amongst each other, yes, but like outside of each other, no. Like outside of each other, we are great brothers. We are great best friends to our heterosexual counterparts.
I don't see myself like randomly fighting somebody.
It's a lot of drama amongst Black gay men.
It's a lot of drama.
It's a lot of fuck shit that goes on.
It's absolutely a lot of drama. It's absolutely a lot of drama, but this random fighting people stuff, like, I don't get it. And I feel like I thought that Milan was going to come on and be like listen, I'm above this, but Milan is on there like he's like a new reality star person.
Okay, so you probably don't know Milan from Bigo.
This is the most mainstream opportunity that Milan has had since.
I think that Love and Hip Hop was the most mainstream.
That's what I just said. Yeah, this is the most mainstream opportunity since VH1. So he ain't been like everything else has been like social media related. So he really feels like he got to milk the moment, I assume.
And he feel like he like the HBIC in the house, but literally, I mean, you're putting yourself in a place where like you're not. And honestly, with Mary Had a Little Lamb guy, like I didn't think he was gonna be this way. But honestly, I'm attracted to him at this on this show. He looks very good to me.
Oh, you talking about like physically? You are attracted to him?
Yeah.
What does that matter? What the hell does that matter? Something over there?
No, I'm just saying. Like I was like, I mean, it's
So you feel like him even with all his open wounds on his face and stuff, even with all the blood stains everywhere.
It's not because of him fighting. It's because he looks very attractive on the show. I'm sad that he's really doing all this fighting and that stuff like that. But
why do you think he's doing it? Like, because even the Olsen twins was just like, girl, me and Darrell got history, and like we're good. I'm shook that he fought me. So it seems like everybody is just like, where does this side of him come from?
That's what I'm trying to. I think we're all trying to figure this part out because we saw him from the money resides. We got the trunk of the car with trying to sell the car, and now you on the TV show fighting people. Like, give us some balance for real. Like, don't just don't come off hot like this.
Mm-hmm. I feel like the house. How do y'all feel about this? I feel like the house needs like a fairy godmother, like myself, like someone to like come in between and like make it real and make the issues real and not like just reality TV bullshit, because there is some real dynamics going on here that can really be unpacked and be educational and gem dropping, but it seems like a Natalie's forehead didn't think that far.
Oh my God.
So it's missing that element, but I feel like there should have been like a neutral party to really, because Natalie is not equipped to have the conversations that need to be had.
But she's been trying to leave for like 2 episodes though.
Well, they still
like, I'm leaving, I'm going home.
Do y'all realize that episode?
But then I'm about to stay here because y'all fighting. So I'm leaving now. But then she keeps trying to leave. I'm like, Natalie, just go home, please.
How she gonna go home when they up in there tearing up them people's pianos and
when she was on Bad Girls Club, they never stayed there for that. So
no,
how I operate a Bad Girls Club, leave. Like
no, Natalie knows that these niggas will kill each other.
Exactly.
Listen, we don't want to see what the people want from the Bad Boys Club. They never did on Bad Girls Club at all. Let these boys go into this house and do what they're going to do. Period. Because I feel like honestly, they're going to do it anyway. We don't need to know what they want from the show. We already know what we want from the Bad Boys Club. Period.
Wait, here's the thing.
So let them do it.
It's crazy to me that episode 1 and episode 2 are still the same day.
Right.
She was trying to get the fuck out of there. Wait.
Like, I'm trying to go home. I'm trying to go. I'm about to leave. I'm not here for the show.
I wouldn't leave them ratchet ass niggas up in all that expensive shit, fighting and throwing and breaking and acting like
they left her there with that,
white people's mansions.
They left her there with that though.
No, but here's the thing. You have a whole network, here's the thing. Oxygen and Zeus are 2 different things. Like Oxygen is actually it's like the MTV, like they do Real World, Bad Girls Club, all this stuff. It's a big giant production behind them. Now, the reason why I was laughing is because that reason why she didn't go home, because she already knew they was over there acting a fool. She wanted to make sure they mess with none of that furniture. They wasn't gonna get their deposit back, bitch. That shit was a key to me. Oh my God, that shit was a key.
She doing what every producer on a motherfucking budget is doing.
Well, if y'all sign up for the Bad Boys Club,
protecting the investments.
If y'all sign up for the Bad Boys Club, knowing that it's a spinoff of the Bad Girls Club, you don't think that the house gonna get trashed?
I mean, it's a given, right? I mean,
okay, so then Natalie should go home and leave them alone because she destroyed many of houses. Many of those girls destroyed many of houses. Let them boys do what they're going to do, because at the end of the day, you cannot say. And I think one of the dudes said it, like, "Girl, Darrell said it. This is how you got famous from the show, because you were trash in the house. So let us be in the house and go home, girl."
Well, to y'all point, I mean, do y'all think it's possible that Natalie actually might have wanted them to like just be lit in LA, not per se all the violence, but like just come be party boys, like fuck, bring niggas home, have sex on camera. Like, of course we know that there's gonna.
She should name something different.
I think the whole thing is that I don't think she has, like she said, she has no problem with them turning up fighting. It's just that don't destroy the house. All that throwing stuff, all the extra, because one, that's lawsuit. And they keep in mind, they're not trying to have that on their hands. First off, they already got a couple of lawsuits already coming because of Jocelyn and stuff, and because of Andrew and all the different types of things. So they are looking out for all of those things. And also keep in mind, y'all can fight, have y'all do y'all want to, but however, all this throwing, we ain't gonna be doing all that.
But to so Debonair's point, like that's the whole, like that's what motherfuckers do in reality houses.
They're not respecting her from saying that because she did that. So she can't sit there and be like, don't destroy the house, don't fight, because girl, that's how you are famous. That's why we even have this show, because of you doing the same stuff that you're not to do. So she can't say that.
No, but to be quite honest, I like maybe it's just me. I like when she talks, I'm not getting that she's saying don't fight. She's just saying don't destroy the house. Y'all can tear each other up, but however, just make sure you be very
But she
mindful
destroyed the house.
You tear the hell out. But of course, because guess what? It's her coin now, bitch. Her coin is not as big as Oxygen coin. Whereas if they tear up the house,
she
bitch,
shouldn't be putting on a project if she got that much.
But then,
because
what they can do if they haven't,
I
they
would have
can
put them hoes up
fine
in a
them,
Motel
like they
6
always do.
suite.
They can find
If she
them.
can't afford it, don't do it, because she destroyed many of the houses. She's been on Bad Girls Club for the spinoffs and everything. Look at the thing they did with the Bad Girls Club on Zeus. She was fighting bitches too. So I mean, she can't really. She's not the author of "Don't Fight in the House, Don't Destroy Stuff," because she did it too.
Yeah, I feel like, look, you cannot expect to take niggas in the hood out of that motherfucker and think that you're gonna be able to take the hood out of them. Like you branded the show as Bad Boys, then you chose everybody who is lit, and all these niggas think that they bad bitches. What did you think was gonna happen? Like,
except for two of them,
you picked the unlawful cast. So, well, you know, it's so funny. I'm giving her some slack because in everybody's intro, everybody does kind of have like things going for themselves. Like these niggas own bars, they own clubs, they are well-known promoters. They, you know, like they got shit going on. So I was like, well, maybe she does expect them to turn up, but
what is the real?
They could have been bad boys in some other aspects and not try to necessarily define bad boys as whipping ass all the time.
But what is the real?
Okay, so
what is the real?
Well, I was gonna say another thing too is that being a bad boy could be aspect of having that being viral and stuff, which is another reason why Andrew was on there. Being viral moments, Gutter K, being viral, having viral moments, also doing music, all those different types of things.
All of them are social media
aspects. Different
I can see the rest of them, but the real doesn't own anything. So I feel like he's being very extra because this is his moment.
Darrell is giving me a childhood trauma. He giving me childhood unresolved trauma. I'm just like, girl, is you going through a breakup, girl? Like something is like it's something ain't given what needs to be given. Like they need to put that bitch in a AAA meeting or a AAA meeting or whatever the fuck you call it for Alcohol Anonymous. Cause
the
way she slithered up out of that goddamn van and just how reckless minded he was. Now I appreciate it for what it was because I felt like he really put them mayonnaise hoes hood cards to test. Like he made them prove if they was about that life, it ain't about that life. So we was able to weed out the phonies from the authentic right off the top. But because them niggas ain't been the same since. But something is obviously going on with Darrell. And Darrell seems to be the kind of person who like doesn't really deal with his issues. He probably does just drink his bullshit down and just like tries to party it away and tries to slap a sense of humor over it or, you know, just get inebriated. But something is going on in this man's psyche. So yeah, screams and blame girl.
I think he's just young and he's having a good time. I don't think there's a lot going on with him. He's young. He got a lot of success with the money reside, and so he's trying to keep the consistency of who.
But how does that make sense? And you fighting people who knew you before the show for no reason?
Because because when you sign up for a Bad Boys Bad Boys LA, we know what that show is about. So I feel like maybe he signed up for that because listen, this is my forte, and I feel like there's nothing wrong with that because if that's your forte, then do your thing. But I think that we are kind of shocked because we never saw that for him. We was like, oh, this is money resides. He's a really funny guy, but a sweet guy. But really, he fighting niggas every day. So I mean, for me, that's who you are, like standing that.
Well, to be quite honest, in his intro, he most definitely gave us a heads up. He was like, on this show, you know, I know everybody know me from Money Reside, but however, back home, I'm messy. That's basically what he said, which caught me in the first episode. I was like, oh, so I already knew, for me personally, I was going to see a different side to him.
And guess what?
Because I caught it.
A messy bitch is a traumatized bitch. Like, a mess don't happen in a vacuum. Usually, messy hoes are bitches who got a lot of issues. They have a lot of trauma. They've internalized a lot of hurt and self-hate, and that's why they're messy. It's hurt people hurting other people. So I feel like they need to get that whole some therapy and some damn counseling.
I don't want to ever associate that with that.
Yeah, I want his ass to see Iyanla. Fix this nigga life.
But disclaimer,
I feel like he's young and he wants to have fun. Period. To me, I think
fun is not fighting people. It's scarring people's faces. That's not fun. Fun is not damn near breaking your nose, falling out of the van because you get so fucking inebriated.
Fighting people on the Bad Boys LA to me seems like I want to be the head bitch in charge. I feel like he's trying to make his mark. Like, this is the first season. I gotta make my mark. I want to be a Tanisha or a Natalie Nunn. So I feel like it's no trauma behind it. I feel like he wants to make his mark. Like, when they keep doing this, I'm gonna be the head person in charge. I'm not just here for fun because I did money resides. I came here and listen, I ain't to play with. I think no trauma behind that.
Every time that we seeing him, this bitch is drunk and got liquor in his hand. Something is going on with Darrell. That's just what I believe. He's giving me alcoholism, honey. He's giving me very much.
I'm gonna wait on that because it's still the first day. So
I don't know whether the pandemic tore his ass up or what. Girl, the PPP loans didn't process through. If his little money done dried up, I don't know what the tea is, but he got to get his shit together because yeah, I'm gonna say that. But let's move along. Hold on. Where are my notes? Well,
shout out to Darrell while you were looking for your notes. I think that he's doing an amazing job. Give us a Kenya Moore. Give us a Candace from Potomac. Give us the villain while you on this show. You know, I think that's an awesome thing for you. And if people...
How you just contradicted the fuck out of yourself, so David? How you gonna say that the show is a bad representation for the gay community, and then big up him for being a messy, villainous, problematic, messy ass, fighting ass nigga?
Listen, which one is it? I feel like that. But if that's your role on this show, big ups.
That's not his role. He's making decisions. Ain't nobody gave him no script.
So let me ask you this.
Clearly, they don't need to be no roles. It's two niggas in the house who are clearly against the rest of the house. Let them niggas be the villain. But
those guys are very toxic people.
Well, right. So we don't need any more villains then. We already got them in the house.
I think they're trying to get those guys out of the house too.
It's nuts.
I'm being honest with you. I like everybody on the show as in a cast because them together is just turmoil. So it's gonna produce content. Honestly,
I would just say I would sleep with Darrell.
This mother.
He wasn't that fine with Money Reside, but he looks really good on the show.
Now let's talk about my husband. When Moolah attacked Carrion for standing up for himself, that's when the whole fucking house should have jumped both Curtis and Moolah ass. Because at that point, it was time for the dominant class in the house to beat some motherfucking minority ass collectively. All the gay boys done had smoke for each other the past 1.5 episodes. Where is all the smoke for these toxic ass cis hetero niggas in the house who literally are having a adverse reaction to not being privileged anymore? Moolah hit this man because this man put him in his motherfucking place swiftly and professionally. And the only motherfucking shout out to Milan Christopher. Shout out to fucking Milan. Okay? For sneaking Curtis, baby. He beat the hell out of them B2K braids. Girl, that was one redemptive score and strike on the board for Miss Milan, girl. Yes,
and Curtis should be hit because Curtis is the one who needs to be put in his place because he don't know which way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Curtis don't know what's going on in his house, but he's following Mulan. I mean, what's his name?
Mullah.
Mullah. He's following Mullah, and Mullah can't lead him in one direction or the other one.
On my channel, he's called DMV because bitch, he's always bigging up Gatekeeper, aka freaking what's the bitch name? Mullah and stuff. It's like, okay, bitch. But the thing about it too, I think as well, he also, I feel like he's also using Mullah as the mouthpiece. So he don't have to say it.
I don't think it's
a following ass bitch on the show. He's only acting like this because of Mullah. I fully believe that if Mullah was not in the house, Curtis would be cordial. He would be very civil, and he would be playing his role with these gay niggas.
Curtis is not that smart.
Oh Jesus!
He ain't got that kind of backbone
at all.
His backbone ain't built like that.
Oh,
at all. I agree with that. He's not that smart. He doesn't. He would be cool had Mullah not been in the house. He would be cool with everybody, and it would a peachy cream show. They would never have this issue at all because he's not confrontational.
How did y'all feel about Mullah attacking Carry On? I mean, he busted his fucking lip.
It proved my motherfucker. It proved my point. The whole thing behind it, bitch. You asking me a question, and the whole thing behind, and this is the thing, because I'm sorry, I'm about to speed up a little bit. With Miss Natalie Nunn, let me tap into you, little bitch. It's the whole thing like this. You talking about, oh, they're just asking questions. They're just this. They're just that. No, bitch. It's the whole thing. It's nothing wrong with motherfuckers asking a question. It's the whole thing of the tone of what he was saying. Talking about, I'm gonna ask you again. Bitch, who are you talking to? I don't give a fuck how many times you ask, bitch. If I didn't answer the first time, what the hell makes you think I'm gonna answer the second time? Especially if you're talking to me goddamn crazy. And last time I thought I did not come out your nutsack. So with that being said, who are you talking to? And first off, you asking me a question about something that doesn't concern you, and then you getting mad because I'm irritated, but you asking me a question that's none of your business. Make it make sense. And you think I'm obligated to freaking answer you. Bitch, I lost it.
This is why Natalie is not equipped to really mediate in the situation, because Natalie doesn't have the gauge, and she doesn't have the language, and she doesn't have the inner and understanding. It wasn't even for me the tone. It was the fact that you asking me these questions for divisive purposes.
I feel like
these are not questions that you're asking to get to know me. You literally want to categorize me and put me in a box, and either decide that I'm either team y'all or team them. And if I'm team them, then it means that y'all pretty much gonna only like me from afar and deal with me from afar. So the questions, Natalie couldn't discern the fucking homophobia and the discrimination within the questioning. And that's why I say that she's a fairy godmother.
I feel like she feel like because she likes the gays, she feel like she's an ally to the gays, and she's really not. Because as you watch this, it's like, girl, this doesn't make any sense to any of us. If you're going to be an ally, what you're letting these guys do is absolutely wrong. It's absolutely wrong. Because you can't keep questioning everybody's sexuality in the place where you say, I'm going home, and then you're watching this. And if you are an ally, dead that shit. There's no question about who's what and who does what. If you're an ally, there are all different type of letters of the LGBTQIA plus community. So you shouldn't sit there and watch this shit.
And let's also be clear why Natalie can't take her motherfucking ass home, because literally all of Natalie's PPP loan money went into facilitating the show. She can't even afford to send these hot-headed ass niggas to a motel. That's why she got to stay there and supplement being the hotel, because she can't even afford to put their ass up in a room overnight to cool off like they do on the Bad Girls Club. So she can only leave when she feel, because they can't afford to remove them from the house. They can't afford to put up nowhere else. So she got to stay there and diffuse and diffuse and diffuse and diffuse and diffuse to ensure that nobody gonna end up in a pool of their own blood the next morning.
But and you know that because she was like, "Don't bring this in this house." Now she was in many of houses. She broke many of things. There was never a producer that came in and stayed there for a whole 2 days saying, "I'm about to leave. I'm about to leave. Don't break nothing." Because when she went to the Bad Girls Club, they didn't have to say, "Natalie, don't break it," because if she broke things, they already can replace those things. Natalie is broke, and she's trying to make these guys make sure they don't break stuff in this household because maybe she lives there. I don't know what it is, but she wants to make
you think that she turned her own home into an Airbnb stay for the bad boy?
It feels like an Airbnb to me.
Oh Jesus!
I don't think Natalie.
Because why she's so stuck on them not breaking stuff when she knows she's been on back or stuff, but she broke many of things. She's broken bitches' faces. She's broken things in the household. She's broken things outside the household. She's broken many things. But these guys got to fight each other, but never break anything. So this is definitely an Airbnb situation, and it seems low budget.
I don't think that Natalie is per se broke, but I think the money that
this show is very low budget.
I think that because I actually like the production of the show. I up the production. I love the way that it's shot. Budget. I love that it looks like any other mainstream reality show. It doesn't look dusty and faded like some shit that come on BET after midnight. But it's also very clear to me that the money that was allocated toward producing the show, that Natalie was on a fixed motherfucking income. She was on a fixed budget, bitch, and she can't move outside of that money that was allocated. So she had enough to get these hoes on the show. She had enough to get some good editors. She had enough to
get the job done,
to get the house, to get it filmed, to pay for the music. Cause the soundtrack is popping on the show.
I think that's Milan on the tracks. I'm not gonna lie. Like one time I was listening to it, I was like, "Is that Milan?"
It's good.
But I was gonna say as well too. I think the thing is too is that since this is the first season, they gave us a certain amount of money. They're gonna see how much how much actually comes through, and then if everything goes as well, then we're gonna up that budget, and then we can start. We can be able to send people to hotels and stuff like the actual stuff. But until then, baby, you have to be use what we give you. You can utilize it well, and then however next season we'll think about having the availability to be able to send you the
hotels. So can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
So because this is on Zeus, and this is like a gay thing, right? There's some straight guys that's on the show. If we do not see any nudity, will you continue to watch next season?
If you don't see no what? Nudity?
No, if we don't see any nudity, because we can see it on Zeus. Would you continue to watch next season?
Yeah.
Hold on. You said nudity, like a nakedness?
Yes, like
what you mean?
My thing is this. So
this one ass bitch.
I don't watch any show for the sake of nudity.
No, but I think this one for a reason. I mean, for fun. Like I feel like Tyler Perry's doing it. Shonda Rhimes is doing it. For this show, if you see you don't see any nudity, like would it enhance you watching it, or would you be like, I'm not watching it because I thought I was see something?
I love the show.
Why would they need to be? I mean, I don't understand like where nudity falls into play. It's not really a part of what we see.
I'm asking for fun. Like, do you want to see the?
No, I don't. I
don't care.
I mean,
honestly.
I
was gonna say now. I will say this. Now, this was Jocelyn Cabaret. That'd be something different. I can see what the nudity comes into effect. But with this one,
it's a Zeus show. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get that. But it's like
absolutely like really like be exposed. So like if we're doing it like we know in this house, someone has sex in this house, right? So like we want to see the real stuff that's going in the house. I'm not saying like porn, but
bitch, they better take that whole Pornhub.
Would it make it better for you to see some real stuff?
No, I don't. Nudity is hold on. Nudity is not a part of my formula for watching anything. So I could care less whether there's nakedness or not. That's not even something that goes into.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. Well, for me, like nudity, I really don't care to see it. For this particular, it doesn't really matter to me because I'm not focused on the dicks, the asses, all this. I'm not focused on that. However, if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. I'll be all right. So for this particular show, I'll still watch because I'm actually here for it.
I was just asking to see if you guys.
Yeah, I really don't want to see any of these. I mean, I don't want to see. I mean, we done seen a Christopher Milan's.
We definitely saw Milan
all over the fucking internet. I mean, I don't really want to see anybody naked per se. I could care less.
Except carry on.
Nude.
Except for your husband.
Now, after Christopher Milan had done beat the shit out of the back of Christopher's head, girl, that eye was looking mighty red after what Curtis. That bitch had the red eye for the queer eye, baby. Christopher Milan got that ass. This was very satisfying, I'm not gonna lie. The fact that Christopher Milan made motherfucking contact, I'm living for it. So Milan Christopher has redeemed himself by actually beating the hell out of one of these homophobic ass niggas.
Which one?
Curtis. That's Curtis, DMV.
It's Curtis.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna ask y'all a question. So how did y'all feel about Gutta K?
I like Gutta.
We gonna get to him.
Okay.
But no, I feel like I don't give him props from that because he should have fought. Is that Mulan? But
Mulan was way over there. Like Mulan.
No, because that dude accidentally hit him. The person who was trying to fight was Mulan or whatever his name is. That's what he should have fought.
No, but keep in mind too, the reason why Christopher Milan did that is because Curtis was trying to jump in, which is why.
He said he wasn't trying to jump in. They bumped him into the situation.
But also,
no,
wait.
That's what he said. That's what he said.
But this, yeah,
we
I understand it. But also,
hold on. We don't care what he said. We saw the footage. He literally, the way he pushed, it was no need. He could have just got out the way. The fact, like, he was like,
feel like Milan is fighting.
Hold on, guys. Let's talk one at a time because it's a review, buddy. Right. The way he pushed Carry On, it was personal, and you can see it all in Curtis's face because, and you got to keep the context in mind. At this point, Curtis and Moolah already revving each other up on some "it's us against them." Yeah. Now his homeboy, the captain of the toxic fraternity club, is in a physical altercation. So now he's personalizing this altercation too. So he damn near wanted to fucking hit Carry On when he was pushing, and that's what and everybody in the room knew it, which is why Christopher Milan jumped his ass in and snuck his ass from the back. Like, Carry On was already getting his ass whooped. So did Carry On really need you pushing him and shoving him and trying to throw his ass to the floor and all this extra shit? Like, no. So they done talked all this shit. They done disrespected these gay men. They done told them that it's us against y'all. The house is now motherfucking divided. And unfortunately, straight folk don't make up the dominant class in this house. So I
just feel like Curtis is collateral damage.
What's so big?
Well, yeah. Well, what I will say
is, you can't get the moolah, take it out on Curtis.
Exactly, because
Curtis is definitely collateral damage because I feel like Mulan is like he's the runner of the straight people. I guess that's what they're saying. There's only two of them, but he's definitely collateral damage.
He is not collateral damage. He is not. Because the whole thing behind it, Curtis be sitting there, big him up, the same co-sign everything he say. Well, since you want to co-sign, I can't get to him, so I'm gonna get to you. But you be co-signing.
All this right here, all this yeah. We straight, nigga, yeah.
Well, you gonna straight catch these hands.
and in reality, his friend's not even straight.
Oh.
Well, allegedly.
Allegedly,
we gotta say allegedly, yes. But ain't no man that pressed on gay shit like that if he ain't worried about his sexuality.
Yeah.
So allegedly, you know, we have to say that.
But we all know the real reason why he punched me. It wasn't because he felt disrespected. Because the man is homophobic. Right. Okay, like
absolutely.
At the end of the day, that right there fueled his fire, and then the whole thing behind it. I did notice after Curtis did get hit. My bad. I have to use his real name. DMV. Excuse me. After DMV got punched by Crystal Ball, bitch. I could tell by their face. Both of them, they kind of understood. They kind of bit off more than they can chew. Got to realize we outnumbered them here. Like now, however, it was somewhere else we possibly take them, but we kind of outnumbered them here, baby.
I like the scene of Anthony saying, "Girl, if this is a gay thing, y'all niggas gonna lose." Period. I was like, "Yes, Anthony for the Anthony Luther King. He was giving a motherfucking speech, baby. If this is a gay thing, y'all gonna lose. Y'all gonna lose this, nigga. Like we the dominant class in this motherfucker today." So if it's a war of the orientations, girl, I don't know how far y'all think this gonna go. Now we know that Miss Anthony is Miss Pussy, so we know she ain't really built like that. But nonetheless, I was still here, girl, for all the passion she was giving, girl. She had her Anthony X shit on, honey. Anthony Tubman, girl, she was giving it up. I was like, yes, because we don't have too many of these examples, like at least in pop culture or. Like really seeing the dynamics between gay black men, and gay straight men, and it felt really good to see gay black men stand together and come together, and like everybody put down their shit at that moment. Like Jarrell, like everybody became neutralized when it came to the two niggas in the room, and I was really here for the solidarity. It was like, girl, Avengers assemble.
But also keep in mind too, and this is another interesting point, because you also pay attention to two people that didn't do nothing with the two gay white boys. They went back to whiteness. The exact same thing Dave Chappelle was talking about.
This was a black issue anyway, so they stayed in their rightful mayonnaise ass place.
Oh Lord Jesus! But I will say this is that I lived for when Anthony, his nickname for me is Louis Prada Gucci with the shades, bitch. I lived for when he dashed DMV, Curtis, aka DMV, with that champagne, bitch. I was here for it. Curtis was mad, because he couldn't get to him, bitch. That shit was a key. Kurt.
The reason why I could not appreciate the splashing of the drinks is because everybody else had already made contact. So like I can't even appreciate the drink throwing, girl. Like everybody already done threw hands, and you throwing Hennessy, and you throwing orange juice, girl. Like
I'm like, get his ass.
Clearly he ain't built like that either. But
it was what?
Girl, but I'm sorry, I lived for it. I was like, get his ass, bitch.
Yeah, he was leading the march to Washington. I was here for it.
Oh yeah. By the way, Crystal Ball is Christopher Milan. By the way, someone asked in the comments.
Now here's the thing: what in the fuck was Gutter ass going through?
And that's the thing. I
feel like Gutter was going through.
Gutter was having a whole goddamn psychotic breakdown for nothing.
I feel like Gutter was going through this, like, y'all doing all this fighting. Don't fuck with me like that. I feel like that's what Gutter was going through, because there was too much going on in the house, and it felt like they're trying everybody. And I understood what Gutter was going through. It's like, listen, to them, I'll look like the weakest person in this house. Try me if you want to. I will gut everybody in this house. So I got it. I think Gutter would fight and beat everybody else up in the house.
No, don't get me wrong. Gutter has videos of him fighting. The bitch can fight. Yeah. But I will say this.
Joshua talking about Anthony held his own in that weak ass master bedroom WWE tussle between him and Milan. That wasn't even a fucking fight. Like them niggas grabbed each other's ankles. Like
it
was so non-rowdy that all of Anthony's jewelry and his sunglasses were still in place after the tussle. That's how non-rowdy that altercation was.
Absolutely.
Now, here's my thing with Gutter. He was trying to give bad bitch on one end. but he was also very hesitant to direct it toward Curtis and Moolah. Like he kept like shouting it in a general space. And I'm like, why are you having an issue putting the address on it? Like, just turn to Moolah and let him know, bitch. Like, I would smack your ass the fuck up, nigga. Like,
I think it was very warranted.
I didn't understand what was the indirectness about. Why
the issue is like, don't try me because they've been trying everybody in this house right now.
But it was indirect. Why are you being indirect at this point? Everybody done actually addressed each other face to face. Everybody putting fists on who they need to put fists on. So why are you in this moment being indirect? Why not direct?
Because they were trying everybody but him.
And Tamula.
They were trying everybody but him at that time.
But he had a message. What I'm saying, he had a message for the straight niggas in the room, but he wasn't really directing it toward them. Okay. He was just spazzing, but he really didn't want to turn to them and just really make it specific to who he was talking about. And I didn't get that. Because I'm like, girl, if you the baddest bitch, be the baddest bitch.
If you the baddest bitch, be the baddest.
I just felt like it was because like they had for everybody else to like, don't try me next because I'm not the person to fuck with.
Yeah, but if it ain't nobody in the house trying y'all but the straight niggas, and yet you just yelling out into open space, and the straight niggas who you got this energy for is sitting to the left of you, but you ain't directing that message to the left of you. So it was just weird to me that he couldn't address it head on. So to me, it was given gutter ass was kind of shook. A Moolah ass. He hadn't seen that blood in Carry On's mouth, girl. So he just kept having flashbacks, girl. Like,
I don't know.
But I know this whole might bust my shit up too, honey. So he was giving like enough to be like, girl, don't fuck with me, but not doing enough to actually be fucked with.
Well, listen, I'm gonna keep listening in. I gotta go because I gotta get up in the morning, so I gotta go to DC. I love you.
Don't jump on trade, so debonair.
I love you so much, man, and I'm gonna still listen to your show. But
okay, thank you. And tell Trade I said hello.
Okay, I love you. Bye.
All right, bye. So what did you like? Did you notice that? Did you notice Gutter was like not really putting the address on? I'm like, he won't say the niggas' names. He won't like. Why you not looking at these niggas when you talking? You doing all this, and you just won't turn and just like. Turn to the east, baby. Turn to the west, girl, and let them niggas know what's up.
Honestly, I was like, in the beginning, I was a bit confused only because simple fact of like, you know, he was getting kind of to that point as he was getting wild and stuff, but it wasn't making sense to me. Now, however, perhaps it could have been editing. Perhaps I'm trying to give him that, but at the end of the day, I felt like. I don't know, like the whole thing of me thinking that he's actually scared of Moolah. I don't know. I personally don't believe it only because I've seen Gutter fight and I've actually seen him fight motherfuckers that have been bigger, like a motherfucker. So, but however, I will say I can see why you, like you said, that I'm like, okay, I get it. So
yeah, I don't know. In this case, he had already seen what a Moolah could do. That's the difference. You know, Moolah had already proven that he can draw blood out of a nigga. So
well,
that
also keep in mind keep in mind when he did hit him, the boy wasn't even looking that way. But I guess I digress.
Girl,
yeah, because keep in mind too. If I'm like to the side of you and I just punch you in the mouth, now I could probably get blood out of you too. So that's the whole thing behind it, which is why I wanted. I low key my toxic ass. I low key wanted to see them go head up because I'm like Carry On. He got some size on him. Them arms kind of big.
Yeah, but it's
but I was gonna say, but however, can he put it to some use? So that was the whole thing behind it, which was why when he was like, when Carry On said what he said, he was like, these niggas nosy as fuck. And then Moolah was like, what you want, round 2? And then he was like, no, bitch, you even had round 1. I was like, yes, ma'am. I was here for it.
Girl, I don't like a yabba dabba doing asshole. So I'm just like, if you got to do all that talking, I already know like, what it give. Like Gutter was doing too much talking amongst a room of people who had already proven that they could actually be about that life, aside from the Olsen twins. Like, so it just wasn't gonna be no respect put on it. Like, girl, stop all this talking. Do what you gotta do, girl. Like, run through security, girl. Jump on the table, girl. Throw a vase. So, like, I don't know, bitch. But all this proclamation of like how bad you is and how violent you is and that's like, girl, either 2-piece in a biscuit, girl, or sit down. Cause nobody wanna hear the speech. Nobody wanna hear the speech. So I just couldn't.
Not tongue wrestling.
Now, Miss Natalie. We already done kind of talked about her talking about, girl, it's okay to ask questions, you guys. The questions. We already done addressed that. So we can move along. And I still can't do that wig. But here nor there.
The whole thing about it too that had me cracking up is when the other producer came in, he was like, okay, just so you know, with this show, it's not a gay versus straight thing. In my head, I was like, girl, it may not have been that, but however, that's all y'all about to get, just so y'all know, because that's all the footage you hoes got right now, bitch. I'm a gay versus straight thing, bitch.
I feel like Gutta might have like just not, I think he might have didn't want things to be this way. And he was maybe frustrated that it was turning into straights versus gays. And I think a lot of Black gay men are probably triggered by this because this has been their life experience with Black heterosexuality. And so that rejection and that outcasting hits hard. It hits deep.
Which is why when Natalie was saying what she's saying, he just exploded. Like, bitch, when I tell you Skittles, Miss Rainbow, Miss Gutter Rainbow King, bitch, when I tell you that bitch went from the Skittles, from the red bag to the goddamn green bag, that bitch was sour, bitch. He was mad, and rightfully so. I was here for him going off because, bitch, like, you sitting up here trying to justify and I know trying to pacify him, but however, you're not listening to what he really saying, which is why we over here on your ass because you're not listening to what he's saying. He not trying to find out because he really want to know. He trying to find out so he can know how to treat this boy.
Yeah.
Which is why I was like, somebody tell this bitch because I'm about to lose.
Joshua was talking about Chan Ali and that cottage cheese makeup. I thought about Natalie.
Oh my god.
I can't. Chan Ali. Joshua, you dead ass fucking wrong, girl. What really would have shook if Andrew was there? Andrew ain't doing nothing. This is way too bloody for Andrew, honey. Andrew, he want to be in a room full of girls who want to talk shit. You know, these girls ain't them girls, honey. These girls need to have an encounter of the third kind with you, honey. We got to realize that some people are really slow. Well, the what do you make of the episode?
I liked the episode. I really did, because for one, it confirmed everything I was saying from the first episode. I saw straight through them hoes. However, I like everybody on the show as in being together, because it really does it naturally, but at the same time artificially brings up conversation and content. It really does. Because just to think that him making a separate toast and doing all these other things and having this particular question, all this everything, it would just explode like this. And it's like, and this is the thing, like, and plus I said this before too, it's like the whole thing of when you hear the experiences that people tell us, it's different from when you actually see it. It's like being on Cheetahs, bitch. Like, you know, you always hear about your baby daddy or your baby mama over there cheating all the time. But however, when, you know, that private investigator come back with that footage, bitch, you be mad as shit. Oh yeah, it's one of them type of things. Like, girl, like this is it in 3D.
You know, sometimes it's easy for me to put things past straight men because most of my friends are straight. I only have like 3 gay friends, so I've seen a lot of, like, I'm in a relationship to a lot of great straight men. Like, I'm one of the only gay content creators on the internet who's known to even like have straight men on the platform and like, you know, have access to relationships to straight men in that way. And
especially for the bullshit they be saying.
So I really wanted So I was really willing to give Moolah and Curtis a chance. But they played themselves. They didn't play me because.
Now I will say this. Now if they switch it at the end, then I'll be fully satisfied. Like, okay, they went through. But however,
I saw a Bigo live with Christopher Milan and Moolah, and they addressed some things, and Moolah seemed to have seen the light.
Yeah, which was like my because I thought about it. I was like, well, Moolah did have Christopher Milan on the show, also with like like on his live and stuff. So I was like, okay, but then again, I know sometimes you can be gay under conditions, as in you can be gay, but I'm still homophobic. But however, I just fool with this one over here. So I was like, okay, it's a possibility.
Exceptionalism.
Yeah, come on, yes, come on, vocabulary, bitch.
Bitch, so, I'm the smart one on the panel. Fuck.
I don't get the fuck down. Bitch, you got me fucked up. But I will say this, like, so I do have hope. I do have hope. But however,
I wish it could have been different off back, but at the same time, this used to be like a historical reference for what gay men talk about. So anytime we need to talk about toxic masculinity and privileged cisgender heterosexuality and the way that patriarchy addresses Black LGBT men, we get to use this show as a prime receipt that no, this is what this shit looks like. Boom.
Bigo not that bad. You just need to know who to hang around for Bigo, honestly.
Yeah, because it's toxic content creators and toxic sectors all over the fucking internet. So
don't get me wrong, I'll be over there cussing bitches the fuck out too. But however, I enjoy it every once in a while, but I kind of stopped going over there for a bit.
But it does seem like a lot of Bigo users are really oriented toward like being like sassy as hell and
it's a culture.
And yeah, it's just like a lot. That's why I ain't over on Bigo. I can't do it right now, but I can't do a lot of platforms. I'm just too fucking lazy to be on all this shit. But this concludes episode 2. Is there anything you want to mention about the episode before we haul off?
I like this agenda to make men effeminate, girl. All right, so I'm not gonna lie. I like the show. I like how we can have many different conversations because of the show. I honestly, even though I give Moolah and Curtis the blues, I do like how they're able to, like, we're able to see everything in real life in real time. Like, I'm actually liking the way that everything's going because actually showing a real experience and stuff. I just wish that Natalie was able to be equipped to have the certain real conversations, and maybe she may bring somebody in. I'm just, I'm trying to have hope.
She won't.
But that's the whole thing. Like, I feel like that would really eat it. Yes, like I feel like that would really eat it if they sat them all down. Of course, what's the show? Love and Hip Hop style with a long ass table in between them, and y'all had a conversation. You have people really explain it just so you can have that heart to heart moment. All the different types of things, and then they can go back to cuss each other out and stuff.
So apparently, for episode 3, we see Christopher Milan and Moolah trying to address the bullshit. So let's see how that conversation goes.
Oh, and I do want to say this as well. Next episode, that's not really Anthony and what you call them fighting. I think that's the baby and the Danny Lee brother fighting.
Yeah, so I was trying to figure out where the fuck did that footage. I'm like, why is this footage in the trailer? I'm so confused. I don't know what it has to do with it. Like, I'm like, were the bad boys at the bowling alley at the time of the altercation?
Yeah, I think so. Because the whole thing behind it, I was like, that looked like because at first I was like, is that Anthony versus somebody? But then after that, I was like, yeah, no, because after that, I was like, that's not Moolah clothes, that's not Curtis clothes. Then who the fuck?
No, it's the baby. Like it's
baby,
and then at least a brother.
It's just the whole thing of just getting us excited. The same thing like you said, misleading.
So Ebony, I don't review. I do review. Larry Reed's Reading Things My Way, which I'll be doing a live review tomorrow. To get into the explosive episode from his reality show that dropped Sunday, because we got to talk about some things. So I will be coming to you guys tomorrow night with the show. But if you want me to review any other shows, just you can always leave your recommendations in the comment section, or you can email me at consciouztv@gmail.com. And you know, I'm willing to consider reviewing, you know, other things, because I do like reviews, but I do have to find the shows actually of interest to myself to do so. But I'm always down. But yeah, interesting episode, girl. Toxic masculinity at an all-time fucking high. I'm glad that Curtis got his ass tapped on. I wish that somebody would have had the opportunity to bust Moolah upside his shit real good, because he just needs to come down the size. A few sizes down, honey, because I can't with him.
I'm not gonna lie, I really do like the show. I wouldn't even like mind actually auditioning. Bitch. Oh girl, that's gonna be toxic.
I don't know about me auditioning, because I just can't play these type of games with people, and I don't like the way that these fights and shit be like, because like imagine you come onto a show and somebody strikes you first or strikes you from the back, and you don't even get an opportunity to fight back because security is restraining you. You have to live with some of these reality show moments and clips for the rest of your life. It's a lot to consider, like in terms of what you want to live with and what position you're really putting yourself in, because it's going to follow you for the rest of your life.
It's especially when they start reading you.
Yeah, it's like all of that shit is going to be there. You know, like all of the confessional shit talking, all of the fighting, niggas getting the best of your ass, like in the fights, and then also like dealing with the social media aspect, dealing with the viewer and all of their perceptions around you. Like, it's a lot. But I don't think I can go Bad Boys, because I just am not with people being in my face and playing in my face, and I'm not really good with physical violence, and I can't deal with somebody putting their hands on me. Like it literally turns me into the fucking Incredible Hulk, and I become way too dangerous of a bitch. So I would love ideally to be on a show like this, but I just know
I think well, for me, I've always wanted to be on like that reality TV show. Like for some reason, I always wanted to experience it, even if it's not like something I make like for real. I always wanted to experience it ever since I was young, because I was like, what is this like? But at the same time, when I had my like my army training or whatever, that's the stuff that used to happen like behind like the closed doors, and like this is when I tell you. That's why I'm like, okay, I see how this is all like I can see how all this is making sense, because I can actually identify with a lot of this stuff. Like that's literally what it was like inside the barracks. These are straight, like it was crazy, like fighting and stuff, just automatically. We were like, what the hell? It was crazy.
Well, you can always
everyone thinks it's a gay
blame Pearl. I mean, it's always available. Melvin Johnson says, well, everyone thinks it's a gay agenda. There are videos out there saying it's an agenda. I mean,
hit the link.
People are going to be saying it's an ignorant and homophobic, transphobic people are going to be saying it's agenda until they get over themselves. I mean, it's just going to be a given. The gay agenda is just a way for privileged people to try to suppress a minority class.
Yeah, it's
a way to encourage them to go back into hiding.
It's a dog whistle. But so how would you feel if Zell was on the show?
Who?
Zell
who, from Living Hip Hop?
Zell Swags, because apparently from one of the
that'd be a nice addition. I can see him on the show.
Oh yeah, because they were saying that Zell was allegedly supposed to be on the show, but however Milan threatened and said that he wouldn't do it if he came on.
Why? They got beef.
Yeah, they've been beefing for a minute. It's like beef. So the whole thing. Okay, so here's the thing: is that the only thing that Zell he would feel right because he messy, but the thing that pissed me off with Zell, honestly, is that when he was on that Love and Hip Hop and he tried to dumb down, like drain, like dilute his gayness because he was around a whole bunch of straight people, and now that would have been instant. Like I wanted to see him. Like I kind of wanted to see
Girl, he was dating a woman at one point on the show. He had a whole fucking girlfriend.
Oh, and bitch, I'd be on Bigo and stuff. He be saying some self-hate type stuff. I'd be like, girl.
A girl is toxic. I mean, come on. Girl. Toxic ass nigga. But let's think about some guys who would be great for the show. Zell, I think, would be a great. He fits right on into the goddamn chaos.
You got my Instagram.
Let me see who else out there. You know what? Adrian Expression, I think, would be great for the show. He's a YouTuber.
They said Bobby Lights.
Oh, Roland Ray. Bobby alive.
Roland Ray. Bitch, they gonna beat the hell out of Roland Ray because they can finally put their hands on that bitch be a king. Saucy. But Saucy too, I would say he's too big for that because I don't think he's really gonna
bad boys.
Yeah. Yeah. And plus, like, he really doesn't do the drama. Like, as soon as drama, he hits it. Like on Bigo, when he had him on now, as soon as drama came, he hit it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't see Saucy Santana. Who is somebody else? Let me see. Girl, let me. Who are some of these three? Yeah, it's hard to think now, girl.
Shit. Tommy Sotomayor ass in the house. I would love to see his motherfucking ass in the house. Honey.
Who the hell?
Evan Porter.
Oh, wow.
Welcome to the platform. Yes, it's magic.
Oh my God, I'm on the screen. I didn't know that. Can I smoke weed from here? I need to put my.
Yes, you can puff give.
Oh, then I'm gonna keep going there. How y'all doing today?
We are doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm just enjoying the show. I really didn't expect to be on here. I didn't know what that was. I'm here now. How y'all doing?
We are good. Well, thank you for joining the panel. Clearly, you have been keeping up with the season of Bad Boys. What are your thoughts about what's transpiring?
I kind of think that it's trash for the most part, but I do believe that there's an opportunity for a discussion. But I don't think that Zeus is going to go in the direction that it needs to. I think it's really just going to be negative in the end, honestly. I don't really see anything productive. Everybody's going to fight. It's going to be a lot of divisiveness. The questions that come up, they're not going to be any answers really given. So it seems a little bit pointless, but it's entertaining still the same.
Do you think that the show is a accurate depiction of? Hold on, but first of all, are you a same gender loving man?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
I'm the same gender loving man. Yeah, totally.
Do you think that the show is an accurate depiction of the dynamic between black same gender loving men?
I think there's a bigger question to that. I don't think that there is a real accurate depiction of a same gender loving man because there's so many different types. I think that the show represents one side. I don't think that there's a big diverse grouping even in the gay community within the show. There are a lot of guys there, but everybody is so sexually forward, and I believe that many of us are a little bit more discreet in the way that we move around, and we're not seen. And it puts the only two straight guys that are there in a bad position in the sense that they're not exposed to any of this at all, and they're saying things that they've never really seen before, things that probably would even make some of us uncomfortable. You know what I mean? So it's a lot to expect of them. So Zeus didn't set this up right. I mean, there should be like two more guys there, and they're not. You know what I mean? If it's gonna be gay versus straight, at least make it even.
Oh wow! So so you don't feel like the straight guys are really given a fair shot because of?
I feel like they're asking questions that straight guys would ask. And then honestly, even the ignorant things that he said are things that, you hear so many different things from straight guys. So for them to want to stand their ground and for them to feel uncomfortable and then want to assert themselves, it almost seems like that would be natural. I'm not saying that they did it the right way, but they don't have any experiences to base this off of. This is new for them. So I'm that's why I said I'm not going to really hold Milan to judgment just yet, because he hasn't had an opportunity to really learn, and that's the case for a lot of straight guys.
Well, I will say this. I think as well, we're also assuming that they're not in prox. I think we're also assuming that they don't have gay people in their circle. That doesn't mean like they probably weren't bullied. That doesn't mean that they probably don't have gay relatives. That doesn't mean any of those things. I think we're just kind of making assumptions when it comes down to them. But however, at the in the same way, once again, the car can go forward and go backwards, because on any reality TV show, there's always that one or two token gay people around a whole bunch of heterosexuals. So at the end of the day, you also signed your name across that contract. You also signed up in waivers, all different types of waivers, and you also signed up an agreement to get paid from the show. Well, since you get paid for the show, this is what you have to deal with. To be honest with you.
No, I agree with that, but just because you sign up for something doesn't mean you know what you got yourself into. And
you have your
one
own
thing
going into something.
Right. And it's one thing to they had their own visual of what they were going to expect when they walked in, and clearly everyone's expectations wasn't. I mean, this is like a shell shock situation. And yes, they signed up for it, and yes, they should be open, but in reality, there are a lot of straight guys that are not open and that may have questions that they need to be answered. And if they ask it inappropriate and you have an opportunity to stir it in the right direction, you should do that. And I think that's the opportunity that I think that Zeus is going to miss, because these are valid questions. I mean, you can't get mad at these straight guys for being uncomfortable about watching guys do things that they find uncomfortable. We have to respect the fact that they don't agree with us in that way, but they have to respect us as well. So I will want questions to be asked and answered in a mature way. All they're gonna do is fight. So I don't know what good it'll do.
Did you feel like the questioning was sincere when he was asking Carry On?
No.
Like, what's your tea?
No, I think I feel like he was wanting to know what side he was on so that he could judge him.
Mm-hmm.
But that's something to probe deeper into. That's something to make him. I mean, that's something to bring to light for him. And he doesn't want that image. I mean, just in reality, he doesn't want to be knocked by the community. He owns a radio station, so it's not of his benefit to do that in any way. If there's a way that you could educate somebody that has the ability to educate other people, because that's honestly what we need, then cut the brother some slack and teach him and see if he's willing to learn. You know what I mean?
So that's another good. So that's another good point, Kevin. Like, how do you feel about some people feeling like it's not their job to educate the ignorant? Like, do you agree that it's not our job, or do you think that we need to assume the position of teacher? Because how else are people gonna get it if you ain't willing to teach them?
You know, we have a double responsibility because we Black. Mm-hmm. We have to teach white people how to approach us as Black people. So why wouldn't we have to teach straight people how to respond to us as gay people? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's you have to be the person that you are, and we're not all monolithic. We're not all going to even have the same views. Yep. But people need to understand that where you are as a person, and we tend to in an effort to protect ourselves, we'll surround ourselves full of supportive people because we don't want to hear the negativity. I experience it differently because it's not something. My sexuality is not something that people immediately know about. So I hear the shit from straight niggas that they won't say to somebody openly gay because they don't want to smoke. They don't want the drama. You know what I mean? So I know that niggas is ignorant. And I respect that. I have 8 brothers, 8 ignorant brothers. You know what I'm saying? So I understand how this goes. And I've taken a lot of shit in my life during this walk. You know what I mean? But at the same time, in listening, you learn. You know what I mean? And then you learn how to present things once you understand it. And you can't understand if you're not willing to listen to the harsh shit.
I think I kind of disagree with the. Well, I agree with the statements that you said, but I disagree when it comes down to Moolah, only because the simple fact of that's what they were trying to do, but he just considered to be disrespectful. The same way when Anthony and Gutter just simply entered the room. Oh, I don't. Well, we trying to do our own thing. Well, and then as soon as they about to leave, yeah, figure it out. It's one thing. It's one thing for you to not understand and have your questions the same way. They always got their questions. But however, the whole thing behind it is that it's a difference between having curiosity and want someone to be your Wikipedia or your dictionary, than also just disrespecting somebody. However, yes, I understand that it is our job to be able to teach people. But however, also what also comes with communication is comprehension as well. So at the end of the day, I could talk to you all I want to. I could communicate everything. But if you're not understanding, if I'm over here speaking English, but however you understand Spanish, you get what I'm saying? So I think that's the thing as well. The person has to be willing to actually genuinely understand. But the whole thing behind it, I don't get that from them. At least for right now. Now later on down the line, they may.
Yeah. And I don't get the logic behind it either. I had the fight that they're having, I had with my cousin. Me and my cousin fell out for years because he confronted me because he felt like a guy that took me to his house was feminine. And that made him question me, even though I thought that it was like an unspoken thing that he knew about me. He decided to question me that day. And I told him, you know what I mean? Because there was nothing. This was my cousin. He was like my best friend. I let him know, yeah, I mean, what's the deal? And I was coming over there actually to loan the dude some money. And I did. He cussed me. He waited until I left because he didn't want no smoke in my face. Cussed me out, outed me to my whole family. It was a major situation. You know what I mean? And I didn't speak to him for quite some time for that. For some reason, sometimes people feel like what you do sexually, they have a right to know about. And I don't get it, and I don't understand it. I just recognize that in talking to him, we just recently got back cool. He felt like I betrayed him by not telling him, even though it didn't matter to him. And even though I don't understand that, I don't get it. I truly don't get it. But I can, to a sense, respect the fact that he didn't know everything about me, and we were close. So I'm trying to open up my mind in a sense and respect where he was coming from. But I don't think that it's right.
Oh, yeah,
but people feel that way.
Oh Jesus!
I honestly think, Kevin, I think that's the nature of patriarchy, is that it assumes ownership over everyone's autonomy, over everybody's body.
Right.
And so there is an entitlement that patriarchy has. And so that entitlement that he felt for you to disclose things that was completely unrelated to him, that's all a part of that abusive ass, dominating nature of patriarchy. Because ultimately, patriarchy is looking to know so that patriarchy can change you according to what it knows. So we all go through that, because it's a double-minded thing that a lot of straight people do, where on one end they want you to keep your fucking business to yourself, but then on the other end they want you to be
open and honest.
In Moolah's case, they also need you to wear it on your fucking sleeve so that they know basically to stay the fuck away from you. So
right,
it's an oxymoron, but that was fucked up by what he did.
But what do you think that he's gonna get out of it?
I have a question. Did you
ownership?
Get a chance
I think it was emotional gratification. I just think that he just felt entitled to your body. He felt entitled to your truth. This is just the privilege that men walk around with in a system that's created by them and for them. So patriarchy just feels entitled. It's just about entitlement, and the nerve of you to operate independently and to make choices for yourself and to be in control of your own autonomy and the distribution of that truth. Patriarchy over here for that, not toxic patriarchy. Toxic patriarchy needs to run every motherfucker in the room. It needs to know. It needs to be aware. It needs to always stand in control. It needs to be in control and have control over everything.
Oh, girl.
Well, it's a sick thing. I mean, it is what it is.
Now, Kevin, are you coupled?
I'm not.
Why?
I don't know if I'm the coupling type. I don't know. I feel like I'm a Leo, and I feel like Leos don't settle down. Yeah, I mean, not really, but I'm not in the settling spirit. I've been a whore. I mean, I'm old. I've been a whore. I mean, that's just not where I'm at right now.
You are honest. You are.
Yeah, I've been a whore. Yeah.
Yes.
But I mean, I don't know. A relationship is just not for me. I don't know. I'm drawn to the wrong type of situation, I believe, but I can't get
Wait,
what type of situations are those?
Well, I'm just like into really masculine dudes, and they usually end up being like bisexual and not ever willing to like commit. So I just find myself dating. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, you fucking around with Trade, want to turn Trade into a house husband.
Well, I'll be trying, and it never works.
Well, have you thought about working on your scale of masculinity and like kind of liking maybe some not totally effeminate men, but just like maybe men who just have blends of both, like because a lot of those like masculine presenting gay men, they do adopt a lot of the like toxic traits of their straight counterpart. So
listen to him because he changed my life.
I believe that, and for me, it's not even a matter of it just being an extremely masculine guy. You can have layers to your personality. I mean, I would expect almost that you do, but I just sexually, I feel like I need a certain level of aggression. I need a certain type of guy, and that certain type of guy in that way. I'm really on a live show. Hold on. Wait a minute. But that certain type of guy really is just not something that they're not the committed type.
So I have a question. Okay, so do you think or believe that you're possibly missing out on love?
Well, I don't think that I'm closed-minded to any particular type. So I wouldn't say that I'm that's the case. I would just say that generally speaking, I am generally more drawn to a more masculine type of guy. And for various reasons. I'm not gonna tell all my business on this show. But for various reasons, I'm just into a more masculine type of guy. So
you got a lot of divine femininity, and it needs to be manhandled by some divine masculinity.
That is kind of like a real like target, like you hit it. You hit it a little bit.
God.
So I mean, if I can find that, I mean, if I can find that, I'm willing to settle down. I definitely am. But
you consider Christopher Milan masculine?
No.
Like what he's a
I don't consider the only person that I really would find attractive on that show is Carrie. But you can have him though. I mean, I'm not gonna. I saw the message.
I can share him though. I'm into polygamy.
No, he's going.
So you know,
I'm
it's
too old
to go around.
I am too old for him. He's not gonna want. So you can have him and just tell me about it. If you got a brother, does Kirk Franklin got any other older sons?
I don't think so. I know he got a daughter.
I'm not.
I don't know if he got a son.
You can't know this story. I don't know this story.
God.
Okay, so I have a question. So do you guys believe that they're trying or no?
The what?
Okay. So I'm putting the context. My fault. Okay, so do you guys believe that the straight men on the show are actually trying, but however they're just going through the natural phase of resistance.
Trying what? Trying
as in like they're battling with their I guess with their own personal beliefs of what gay people are and all the other stuff.
Oh, Curtis and Moolah?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
It's too early for me to really say because I don't know, and then I don't really trust the editing of shows like this. You know what I mean? So sometimes messaging is altered. So I don't even know what all happened for me to really give an honest opinion to that this soon. I don't know.
Jason, it's called toxic masculinity. Okay, so that's why the word toxic precedes masculinity. Of course, masculinity is healthy. It's branded toxic masculinity. Okay, not masculinity in and of itself, honey. Gosh, I was gonna ask y'all something.
Jason hit the link and Melvin hit the link.
I totally forgot. Now this is coming from the bitch who didn't even want to drop the link in any of these reviews. Now it's the link queen. It's the link queen.
Because it makes it easy to have a conversation to be going through the chat and stuff. I'm just saying.
I think that this. Oh, so I think that Blame Pearl has a question for Kevin, but to answer your question about Moolah, as it relates to something that Kevin said earlier in the commentary, I do think that there's like, when I look at Moolah, I don't get DL. I know that between him kind of being pretty and him being like paranoid as hell, it screams a Bishop Eddie Long, but I don't really think that it's a suppression of sexuality. I just think that he just doesn't respect gay men, and it just looks ridiculous to him. I just think like when he looks at Gutta and he just looks at the antics and he sees these effeminate traits that he's always associating on black women, on black men, it just feels disrespectful to a lot of straight black men. Like they feel it's disrespectful. Like, why would you want to carry yourself like that as a man? Like, why do you got colorful ass box braids all the way down to your ankles? Like, why are you like queening out? Like, why are you twerking? Like, why are you feminine? Like, why are you like? And I think because we literally are so socialized in the West when it comes to like gender and shit that people really believe that these mannerisms and aesthetics cannot be swapped, that they literally belong to the genders assigned to them. So when some straight men who've been socially conditioned see some members of the LGBT community, like I do believe that it generally just freaks them out. It's not that they are gay, they're just fucking freaked out. They're just like, what is this? What's going on?
Yeah.
You know?
I don't think that he's gay. I don't think that Mulan is gay. I do believe that you're right, that he just feels as if he's superior to a gay man, that a gay man is less than a man. I think that would probably be the best way to say it. I think that's where he's at. Now, can I answer what her question is? It left and I'm high. I don't remember what it is. But she said that, do I have a feminine energy? Now, I believe that all people have masculine and feminine energy. So,
but yet you want an old D-boy ass, toxic ass nigga. So why
right. I mean, but I'm not a submissive. I'm a grown man. I take care of my own business. I'm not submissive in life.
When you went out now, you went submissive.
Absolutely, you were right. But that's just one part. Right. So that's why I'm saying it's different energy. And why does that energy has to necessarily be feminine? It's submissive. You know what I mean? We're defining it as necessarily feminine. But
what's the problem with feminine? Like to your point, all people body both energies. What's the problem?
Right. Right.
A man should be comfortable saying, yes, I embrace my femininity. Like I embrace my submissiveness.
Hey y'all, I'm on the blog now. I'm actually on the channel, and I'm sorry if I'm talking to y'all. You know, I be watching you, Conscious, and my family is like, I be telling my family about the blogs because I started watching this shit because everybody be like the blogs. Yes. And so I was like, I don't know what the blogs are, so I got on YouTube. And I just start dabbling around. I ain't gonna tell you my little experience there, but I've been telling my cousins right about the shit, And now I'm sitting here on the blog right now, and they sitting here laughing at me. They didn't even know why they were sitting here. If they want to say hi, they don't want me to put them on there, but hi to the blogs. That's what they said. It's crazy. We go watch it on replay. I cannot believe it.
How did you find this channel?
And my phone died. And I've been out here reviewing the show.
Get your whole life for the past 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I think his phone actually died. I think it died just now because it's frozen.
Just drop him.
Kevin,
He drunk boots. Baby.
I love Kevin. I like his energy. Like his energy.
I like his energy too.
Oh, see, folks be finding the platform. This is why y'all got a thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. It helps YouTube to recommend and to suggest the channel and the videos to folk who just be scrummaging through the internet. They be scrummaging through YouTube, and YouTube will just put me up there like, bloop, check this out. Bloop, check that out. So that thumbs upping is what helps me to get into the algorithm, you guys. That's interesting. So like, even to Kevin's point, like, it's so funny how men, even gay men, are kind of resistant to using the term femininity, because on some level or another, we're still denouncing that as a weakness. And it's not. Like, that's the underbelly of the term femininity, is it implies weakness are lesser than instead of equal counterpart who just has a different functionality. Like, femininity is equal to masculinity. It has its equal role in facilitating healthy cultivation of self, healthy society, healthy government. But it just has a different role. It just has a different functionality than masculinity, but just equal. So, like, you know, like, even when it comes to the pronoun things, like, I've gotten so comfortable with my femininity that I even like allow people to pronoun me any kind of way they want. Like, I don't even give a damn if they be like, girl, like, if you look at me and you see a girl, it's girl. If you look at me and you see a boy, it's boy. Like, if you look at me and see trans, a trans it is. Like, it don't even, because all it is to me is people recognizing that I embrace something that I am proud to embrace. Like, I feel better as a man that I am in touch with my femininity. Like, it was the best thing that ever happened for me, is getting in touch with my emotions, emotional intelligence, my intuition, just embracing and developing the capacity to also be submissive, because there are times as a man that I need to learn how to be a student and not a teacher, that I need to learn how to be led instead of leading. Like, and these things should not be isolated to genders. Like, it shouldn't be women only being socialized to be led, and men just based upon gender alone always being able by right to occupy a leadership fucking position. These are things that we all need to fucking develop. Like, you know, so, and even on some top and bottom shit, like, I'm versed. Like, I have these energies. Like, I got a twerking energy and I got a thrusting energy. Like, God made me both handed. Like, I got both of them energies. So just being connected to that is just a beautiful thing. So
a lot of different conversations.
I think that more men can do better to really get in touch with their feminine side. And I think that it'll also help, even in the heterosexual community, I think that it'll help the dynamic between heterosexual men and women. The reason why women have a hard time getting men to understand what the fuck they mean and what the fuck they feeling and what the fuck they experiencing and what the fuck they talking about, because men not connected to their femininity to have a reference to understand what you're talking about and what you're feeling. The fact that they're socialized to be completely masculine removes them from being able to understand your experiences under them and with them in that way. So it'll also make the communication and the kind of emotional exchange between men and women more balanced if both men and women develop both their masculine and feminine energies. It takes two. Just like women need to be able to understand where men are coming from. Men need to be able to understand where women are coming from. It has to go both ways. So we got to develop the two. But I love it. Great show. Anything else, Reckless?
Hell no. Y'all make sure y'all check out my channel. Period.
Reckless Logic with 2 C's because he's different, y'all. And he done turned into the goddamn link queen, girl. This bitch went on a whole goddamn civil rights march, girl. We ain't dropping the link, girl. We ain't dropping the link. Bitch done turned into the link queen. If anybody else wants to hit the link, especially anybody, some of these toxic niggas who was in the chat, if y'all want to hit the link, honey, hit the link. Come and talk about the gay agenda, girl. The feminization of the black man, girl. Talk about there being no such thing as toxic masculinity, honey.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with you, Melvin. Men don't want to be men; they want to be treated like women. There's almost no such thing as an alpha male anymore. Alpha males are the ones who running the whole fucking world. They're the ones who nuclear bombing every goddamn body and invading Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what you mean? Toxic masculinity is very much so obliterating the vaginas of Middle Eastern women and hunting and killing women just based upon being woman. What you mean? Toxic masculinity is rampant in the fucking earth, or what you call an alpha male. Do y'all realize that it's alpha males who are creating atomic bombs? Do y'all realize that extreme and disoriented masculinity is responsible for some of the most like anti-human technology that exists? Wars. Some of the twisted scientists, chemical warfare, all those things were generated out of disoriented masculinity. And you know why? Because masculinity is going to be out of control when it's not leveled by femininity. When you leave femininity from the table, you're going to get imbalance in one way or another. Same thing for femininity. When you remove masculinity from the table, you're going to get imbalance. But there's much toxic ass masculinity in the world, honey. That's why the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. Toxic masculinity is drawing us the fuck up, honey. Well, let's get out of here. This was a great review. Please make sure to tell all your friends and family, to subscribe to the Kingdoms. This was fun. We will be returning to you guys next week for episode 3, which airs Sunday on the Zeus Network. So if you're not watching the show, it's an interesting watch, you guys. We're going to get out of here. I will see you guys later today. We're going to have a Larry Reed live, reading things my way, live review, girl, because we got to get into some things. I love you all. Thank you so much. And we'll talk to you guys later. Peace.